Good morning, ladies. My name is Shaz, and welcome to the What If Zuko gains the power? Hold on, here. Gains powers every single day. That's what it is. So, the it all starts with N plus Zumi, and I'm adding Zumi to this What If too. So, yeah. And she only has one. That's fire manipulation this time. So probably next time I'll probably give her like the attract nuke thing. So yeah. The basically the Zuko is basically after he was born, or like aka after the quark or before the quark doctor, like Zuko was born with a special power. And he gains more and more power. 1 minute or 1 second, he will be like has nukes running or chasing him, to being a giant size person, bigger than the islands, or his head could be like in USA, and then his toes could reach all the way to like the other side of the world. Yeah. Obviously, yeah. If you guys want me to do a what if Zuko had her as his girlfriend thing, let me know in the comments below. Oh, the basically, yeah. So let's continue. Then his first power when he reached age of 4. Or actually when he was age of 3, he gained the power of the having nukes or chasing him around. Basically, aka like ones that you see on your screen. As like every student, like, okay, man, yeah, but then you've been having these weird, so yeah, the but at during this same time, let's say this girl was the same age as what Zuko is. So she became friends with him. Yeah. The so yeah. Basically, he gained so much power. It all started when he was only 3 years old, so I'm not gonna give him the I'm not gonna push it all the way to like one second of after he was born, he immediately gains powers. Nothing like that. He is only age of 3. So yeah. So then when he reached age of 4, he gained like a lot of power. He the and his mother in this alternate timeline was a scientist. Like she built a machine to cipher off some of that power hours for him to be like normal. The or yeah. So then she's been doing that from age of 3 to age of yeah. So now he's at age of 4. He goes to a quirk doctor. The quirk doctor says he's has these, or actually, let's say, like, oh, Zuko has a quirk, a fine manipulation. But, sure enough, he is, then he has that as his only quirk. What do you mean? Well, he's been having these, like, random pop-ups powers, like random powers all of a sudden. I'm just gonna use this picture. He's been having these more and more powers. Like he had when he was only 3 years old, when it first began, was the literal nuke who was chasing him around the city. As that's interesting. Needs a blood sample thing. So then but the so they use a needle, to drain one blood. And when they did the DNA test, instant what he has. And what he had shocked Inko. He has infinite power. So, yeah, infinite power for her son Zuko is basically, yeah, is terrifying. I see. He might, or it's going to be for the rest of his life. Yeah. 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 Hmm. Yeah. Sorry, ma'am. That would be scary thought. So then Zuko was like, holy crud. He still has the power of like nukes chasing him as when he comes up or when he walks out of a hospital, there's a literal nuke standing or no. Like flying right into, like, not flying right into his face, but floating there, waiting. As he says, again and again and again. As everyone was like, "Hmm?" As he swatched it away. Okay? And so let's do time skip to 15. At this point, he gains more and more power. Next, okay, so he gained a lot of power, but I'll just label some of them. He has Gigantify. He power. He could grow to a size of a, like, imagine if that was Zuko. Oh, yeah. So yeah. Imagine that size of a Zuko, but on a whole nother level. Oh, like it was scariest thought seeing this bigger than mountain lady use his transformation form. Just walking around with 20 oonks following behind him. With water breathing and so he he was bigger than the so they wonder why he is always has nukes. So the All Might is like was I mean was almost try to pick a fight with him, but All Might knew, and the pro heroes knew that he's not a threat. He's just trying to walk around, and he ends up um he did not hurt anyone. He's so upset at himself. Oh, that aim or that he was born with this power. No matter where he goes, the nukes always follow him. As, as he wants to be like normal with just a quirk, just like how his friends and the rest of them are. But then he most people, like most of the people, scourge against him. Like, told him that he's a menace to society and he needs to get out of town. And then they threw like cans at him, the bricks at him. Yeah, as he was the biggest guy. As he runs away, as he was laying down in the water on her. Uh-huh. As the nukes followed him. So that's when he was only age of 10 years old. Well, then 5 years later, he's still in the water on her as tears coming down his face. Hmm? As he's not wondering why people scourge it near. So then Zumi wants to be a pro hero to protect her brother. There. So yeah, then Zuko was like being very careful. So she ends up in class 1A because of her fire manipulation. And she goes through all these just similar to her brother, or actually to the Zuko from canon. And then she ends up going to arm. So yeah. Oh yeah. It was similar to all that. But everyone forgot about Zuko. As except for Zumi. Her parents has allowed her to see her brother. But the problem is that they don't know where he went. So Froggerl and her went and to Captain Seal. Oh, and yeah, they were just like being on the boat and like they talk a lot. Just like this one. So yeah. So they were just sitting down having good drinks. But then eh, captain says, "All hands on deck." Huh. And then they like get on. As they see one giant wall and like someone, they thought it was like a part of an island, but then she looked up as she's embarrassed. She knew who it is. That's not an island. What do you mean? As the wronger or the everybody's like, what do you mean? That will be Zuko. Who? As a really? Yeah, look. As they see his arm. Wow. Hey Zuko, can you move your entire body? As he rolls out of the way, he they yeah, he rolls out of the way. Hey, as he looks, or he tilts his head and he sees, or he does see a small boat, but couldn't see who it was. As she walks up, long time no see, Zuko. As he's wondering who she is, as she says her name, the one that you see before you. So then Zuko lifts his head. It's good to see you too. As Captain Seal's wondering who he is. Who is he, by the way? Can I ask? Is he like your boyfriend or something? As she's like, well, he's just a friend of mine that people discriminate because he was built different from the rest of us. As most of the people like, okay, what, like, how so? Well, see, he, or Ink, or no, Zumi didn't tell you that, and that I have a crush on him. As everyone's like, really? Yeah.
He's my very first boyfriend that I actually needed. Okay, so how's Erling? But he was built so different that even like that's why people Zumi, or after all these years, he still remembers me. Just he's slowly waking up. Um, as he walks around, um, as he gets up, um, as he's drowsy, as he was now a whole, like, when he stood up, he looked like he went from, or how will I put this? I'm trying to think. He went from being like a short person, a human sized one, to being a size of a, like, his head reaches past the clouds. Even near the, like, yeah. So, she's wondering if he ever, or if she ever sees him again. Well, as Captain Seal asks her, what powers does he have? Like, what quirk? Or, well, he has the fire manipulation, but his, when Zumi, or my mother told me that he also has the powers of infinite quirks, or infinite power. Like every day he is gains he gains more and more. Ooh. That must be rough for him to gain that much powers. You said every day, right? Yes. Ooh, man. Thank goodness I wasn't born that way. Hey? This is me an idea. And the Heizuku down here. As they use, as he looks down. Plus, some of the people, like Frog Girl, are like terrified. Like, look at that. Yeah. But then he reached down to grab the boat. Lifts it up to eye level. Yeah. So he does that. But now they start talking, and yeah. So basically, Zuko, after he's done talking, puts it back in the water, and then man. And so Frog Girl, like, after the next day, they go back, and she told her friends that her or she had a encounter with a creature. Or actually, she turns and looks at Zumi. I met your brother. Really? How is he doing? I haven't seen him in a long time. Well, he's doing pretty good. He was sleeping when and we met. And he moved out of the way. And when he grew to the size of a mountain, when she took a picture of him, he they looked into the one giant face. Ooh. He's a pretty big guy. How big is he now? Well, imagine because we were standing on Earth. Imagine Mountain Lady, his transformation, like bigger version, and stack them on top of each other. From the ground all the way past the clouds into middle between space and the clouds. Whoa. So you're saying that he's that big? Yep. He is pretty terrifying. And plus, when he tried to look down to see who's talking, that terrifies me. Azumi says he's the nicest person. And Frog Girl tells or asks Zumi what power does he have? Like, well, he has everyday power, like infinite power. There's no drawbacks to his endless power. So in order to, when he was young, like when he was the age of 3, my mom created a machine to siphon off all that extra power. Or it's like siphoning off extra quirks. Ooh. So Momo's like, ooh. So you're saying that he has endless amount of power inside of his body, right? Yes. That can and there's one thing that I do not understand. That will be why does you people or why the rest of us discriminate against him? He's just like the rest of us, but he has the powers of infinity, or like everyday thing. Man, as they hold on one second. Sorry about that. He basically the Zuko or So Momo and the rest of them are like wondering how big he could get to. So then, does he still have those like nukes? Yeah, 35 of them. 35? Holy crap! He needs to deactivate that. As he teleports, or as he used the teleportation power to teleport all those nukes away. As he did deactivate that, so the nukes. So he's now just one big guy. Like every day, he has no endless, or he has an endless power, basically. So he grew. So he's, or actually, one day he actually used spirit modification thing, or like to create a clone double of himself. And he walks, or the clone walks around. Um, so the, so then the, like, now it was the Camp Park, All Might versus All for One. I'm skipping the Camp Park actually. So then when they like, they're like, no, oh my, no, as Zuko, as a giant sized hand comes out of nowhere, went right between All Might and All for One. Hun. Then, as the, as they, when debris cleared, they see a giant sized hand. And that's bigger than, like, Empire State Building on all four, or all on a human hand. Yeah. As he blocks the attack. As he reaches down, or no, he looks down. As he says, you must be All for One. As he uses one of his other fingers, picked up All for One. As he bites the feet off, and chewed it up, bites his legs off, chewed it up, and then bites his, yeah. Basically, you know that one episode where, in Attack on Titans, or maybe every episode of it, where the character gets eaten to death by the yeah, well, everyone was like, man. And even Inko was like, man, he's probably was hungry when he actually did one thing. One of his useful abilities that he has, or that he gained, was to grab any quirk or any power from, basically from the human body. So he grabbed the search ability. And the searchability was none other than her. Like, her searchability got picked out. Oh, they could not believe it. As he walks over, as he reaches over, puts the quirk, like he gives the quirk her with one finger. He could just set it down. As All Might jumps up and sees a quirk, he's giving it back. Really? Yeah. So basically, yeah. As the bunch of citizens are like, or one starts the mob up. That's the same one then? As they threw beer cans and bricks at him. As he runs away again. Man, does your brother ever, well, who could really blame the citizens? Because Zuko, it's not his fault. Oh, he was born like that. It was not his actual fault. As he's sitting down crying and like tears as his tears, or no, when he was crying, he cried so loud that everyone that threw like beer cans and bricks could not even fall asleep or do anything. They kind of feel bad for him. And one of the news reporters, or all the cameras, like lens, exploded. Or no. And then So then Zuko, of course, she goes, or Captain Seal and her, and he goes up, or as she goes onto his shoulder, no, there, no need to. You're just like the rest of them, throwing debris at me. I'm not gonna throw debris at you. Yeah, as all of us, or as the Captain Seal says, none of us will have any bricks or cans or anything to throw at you. Hey? I know how you feel. No matter how many times, and I wanted to be like a hero, just like how rest of you are, but then people see that side of me of, yeah. Okay. as he was like still, because his, so plus Inko was also the person that was like could or was on the news, like asks them, you know who this creature is, right? As they see a giant sized man with green hair. Yes, that's my son. I don't understand why all of you discriminate against him. Because he did not do anything wrong. He's just a human. Just like how all of you are. How do you all feel if all of you betrayed each other's? Like throwing cans at each other's. And all that stuff. My son wanted to be he normal, just like how the rest of you are. And he has this thing in his DNA of infinite power. Basically, he gains every power every single day without a drawbacks. Okay. So wait, so everybody heard what he is actually going through. They feel more bad for him. Everybody was like, holy crap. So you're saying that he is just like the rest of us, but he was born with a different DNA? Yes, it was pretty powerful. Did you ever notice he had like nukes like flying right towards him? Yeah. That was part of when he was only 3 years old. Old power. Wait, so you're saying that he carried that power through his entire body? Yes. Yes, it's scary. Right. But now, with all these last years, his power evolved his body into like big guy. So then they waited at the shore to see if he returns. But instead of having beer cans and like bricks, it was so she ends up asking him to come back with them. As he's like, alright. If they throw beer cans or all those like debris, so then he walks back as they see him and they celebrate. As they like confetti cannon was aimed away from him, not towards him, away from him. As he can't believe how. Go ahead, Zuko, pull the trigger. Okay. As he grabs a hold, as he pulls the trigger. Yay! As he's happy. So yeah. As the. So then his sister, because he could reach all the way across the entire city. No matter where her name's at, he grabs it. And yeah. So the as they all like could not believe that he was actually a nice guy, but they all treated him as a crud. And they all apologized for throwing beer cans and bricks things at him. Yeah, he was a pretty big guy, and he had no grudges against them. They he and so his mother, Inko, created a bigger device to siphon off some of that extra power again. So, yeah. AKA, he doesn't shrink. He stays the same. But it's siphoned off, so it's, yeah. Or so. But the military guys are like, hey, fire the laser, boom. As he looks up and sees a, or actually he's shrunk back to human size. Yeah. Sorry, I was taking a bite of donut. They're pretty good. So basically Zuko, who was back to normal, and everyone did celebrate that, and they also told him that or that they're so proud of him to be, yeah. So then that girl, that one, she ends up asking him out on a date. So did Momo and Ochako and Frog Girl, because or actually, yeah, Momo, her, and Ochako, and of course, because Todoroki and Bakugo are dating the Zuku's sister, her, And yeah. So then the day came for them to get married thing. And yeah. So he has 1, 2, oh, and Ochako will be 3. Yeah. So, and some of the kids, they all had like 3 kids. So Momo had 3. She had 3. Ochako had 3. So that makes it 9 kids. Yeah. Because 3 plus 3 equals 6. 6 plus 3 equals 9. So then, yeah. But, yeah. So, 4 of them are girls. 5 of them are boys. And some of the kids inherit the Zakuza's Gigantify. Basically allows them to grow into bigger versions, like kind of like the same size as their father was. There, or plus, you know that scene from One Piece where I'm trying to think of who I'm talking about. The princess of the. Let me show you. Imagine this is what they, or some of the kids with that power. But dumb luck that yeah. So please wait for part 2 to be filmed.